Hello, and welcome to People Talk Now. I'm your host, Vanessa Herrera, and this is the show where you ask about it and I talk about it. And let's not forget, you guys, that we are constantly, it seems, constantly trying to change the pace out there on what people call better days. So, yes, welcome, good morning, happy fucking Wednesday if I haven't said it already, and welcome to my sofa. So I wanted to have like a more intimate, more comfy setup, so it kind of feels like we're just talking and it's a vibe, you know? So yes, welcome and good morning. So I bet you guys are probably wondering, Vanessa, what are we talking about today for episode 52? Well, I'm going to be talking about benefits of going vegan, and I'm also going to share my story really quickly as to why I decided to make the lifestyle change. And notice I said lifestyle change, not a diet. Very important keywords here. And yeah, so on that note, I hope that you all woke up with grateful spirits today, that you are feeling some type of way, that you're ready to take on your day, that you're ready to continue working on your goals, that, you know, this year isn't over. And although a lot of crazy shit has happened this year, it is no excuse to stop everything that you've wanted to do, and to still continue accomplishing your goals and all that jazz. So, on that note, let's get started. So, I wanted to start by talking about why I went vegan in the first place. So, I went vegan going almost like 6 years, a little over 6 years ago, because first of all, seemed like I was always feeling unhealthy. It seems like I was always going to the doctors. It seems like I just couldn't feel good. And I'm not talking about just health wise, I'm talking about spiritually wise, mental wise, all around. And I couldn't seem to find this good, healthy balance. And, you know, I'm going to take you guys way back to when it all started. So, my husband is the one that actually went vegan before me. Vegan. And I remember him telling me his reasons. He was just like, I'm not going to do it anymore because I don't like the way that I feel. I don't like the way that he was feeling emotionally. And he explained his reasons to me. And at first I was just like, okay, so, you know, my husband lost his mind. But that wasn't the case, you know? And, you know, a little after that, he was just like, no, I'm serious. This is the end. Like, I'm done. No more. Like, I'm not going to eat any more meat. I'm not eating any more dairy. Like, I'm done with animal products. And he gave me his reasons why. So, me being the supportive friend, wife that I am, I said, okay, you know, like, I'm going to support you 100% on this. And then, of course, I started trying to figure out how I was going to cook these meals, how I was even going to go about making sure that, you know, he was eating and getting the sufficient amount of nutrients, being that I'm the person that would always cook for him and I cook for my family. So I took to the internet and I started researching. I started, you know, looking up anything and everything I could find, and what are the most nutrient dense foods that I could be cooking and feeding him. And I'm not gonna lie, at first it was really frustrating. I felt really defeated. I was just like, I can't do this, you know, this is difficult, you know. But I stuck to it, you know. I continued. I went and downloaded apps. So I still to this day I have two apps that I constantly use whenever I want to like try to make a different dish. So one of them is called Yumly, which is it's a free app, and the other one is called I believe it's called Monster Dish. I'm not entirely sure on that. Let me I don't even know if I downloaded it to my new phone yet. I don't think I have. Well, I'll post the link below here of what app it is, but I know that one you have to pay. I think it's called Monster Food, and that one's $1.99, and that one's all vegan, plant-based dishes, whatever you want to call it, and everything is super easy, and it caters to like what it is that you have in your pantry, what it is that you have in your fridge available to make a dish, and it just gives you ideas of what you can do. So yeah, So that's that one. Those are the two basically that I use for every now and then when I want to, get some creative ideas for dishes. So back to the story. I think about a week and a half or so had passed, and after much thought, I was watching like documentaries, trying to get myself more informed on what veganism was, and I was trying to just get more educated on it. Period. And I remember, I saw a film, and it was called What the Health and Cowspiracy. Those were like the two main films that I had seen, and they hit really deep. Like, they hit home. And I remember, my husband went to work one day. I was at home, and I remember I went to the fridge. I started making like I don't even know what it was, to be honest. Still to this day, whenever I tell the story, I don't remember what it was. It could have been a tofurkey. It could have been a turkey sandwich. I'm so used to eating tofurkey that like I say tofurkey, but it could have been a turkey or ham. Either way, it doesn't matter, because I remember what I felt. I remember, biting into it, and I just remember I started to cry. And like, I started to cry because I think a part of me started, like, I can't really explain it still to this day. It's like something inside of me awakened, and I started feeling the pain that the animals felt. I felt this surge of emotion running through me that and it's crazy, because when I tell the story and I go back to that day, it sounds really funny. You're like, oh my God, Vanessa, like, you were eating this sandwich. Like, what could have been so bad? Like, who cries when they bite into a sandwich? Yeah, but it was so much more deeper than that. It was such an emotional, spiritual thing that day, and it's something that I'll never forget, because it was it was another chapter in my life that I guess I needed to feel, something that I needed to understand. And I call my husband. He's at work, and every once in a long while we'll talk about this story because it's really hilarious. So like I call him, and I'm just like bawling my eyes out. I'm like like bawling my eyes out, and he's just like, are you okay? Like, what's going on? Can you calm down for a second? And I'm just like, I can't do this anymore. And he's just like, what? And I'm like, I can't eat animals. I can't eat this, like, blah, blah, blah. So, I obviously spit out the sandwich that I was chewing, because in that second, for some weird reason, in that instant, I bit into it, and it's just like suddenly something happened. I realized, like, something inside of me awakened and said, you are fucking biting on the carcass of a living being who had feelings just like you, who had a family, who wants to feel loved and wants to feel nurtured. And call me fucking crazy, call me a hippie, whatever you want to label me. If it makes you feel good and it makes you not think about what you're doing and being more conscious of your eating and health decisions, then that's fine. I'll take the heat. But that's just what I felt in that moment. And so that's it. Like, that very same day, I went through my fridge and I threw out everything. Like, I threw out anything that had dairy, the eggs, like, threw it all. And my husband was okay with that, because he had already made the transition, and he was okay with that, because, he had already made the decision that he wasn't going to. So he was very supportive still, and was okay with the fact that I was at the time still consuming these things, because I think maybe part of him knew, like, okay, if she gets informed that, maybe she'll come around. But he didn't pressure me. He didn't make me feel judged. He just told me his reasons, and I respected those reasons a lot. And, like I said, me seeing this information, me seeing it, me feeling it, suddenly I felt like a hypocrite. I said, how could I say that I love animals in the way that I do, and I'm still eating them? Like, and it just hit me so hard, because I felt like, for the first time in my life, I was confronting myself, and I had to look myself in the mirror and take a long ass hard look and say, like, Vanessa, like, are you really who you say you are? Are you really living the life that you say you want to live? Is this really the direction that you want to go? Do you want your heart to be pure? Do you want to really feel 100%? And all the research that I did all led me to that, because, not only because of all the benefits that I had heard, being, first of all, just in general, the vegan lifestyle it's not a diet. I wouldn't call it a diet, but the lifestyle, if you embrace it, in general, that leads you to so many open doors of, different avenues of ways to be better in your life. But this felt like so much more to me. This almost opened up another door for a different lifestyle that I didn't even know I could have. And as far as my health goes, like, I'm lucky if I get sick once a year. Now, I'm not saying it makes you invincible. I'm not claiming that going vegan is going to solve all of your life's problems, that it's going to solve your depression, that it's going to cure your anxiety, that it's going to just turn you into some superwoman, superman, but it will damn near make you close to it. And I am saying that, I am a vessel who is living this lifestyle as much as I can. And I make mistakes, and every day I'm trying to improve on how I can be better to the earth that I live in as well. But overall, like, I'm lucky, and it sounds like a really messed up thing to say, lucky, like, but I feel fortunate enough to get sick only once a year, when I remember being sick so many times during the year. Feeling really sick, always having stomach issues due to dairy and cheese, and just our body does not process meat well, and it doesn't really take all the nutrients that it needs in the way that it should when you're eating processed meats and processed cheese and milks. So, ever since then, now over 6 years later, I'm still living, I'm still breathing. I have not fallen over and died. Very fortunate, feel very blessed to be here to be able to tell you guys the story that it is very possible for you to feel more 100% than 50% of the time. You get what I mean? It's like, if you are the type of person that says, I'm tired of just feeling good for a little while, like, I'm ready to feel good consistently, then this might be a choice for you. But just understand that one of the reasons why a lot of people who claim that they go vegan and then they fall off, it's not because of anything else other than they just did it for a diet. They didn't, they didn't choose it from the heart. It wasn't a choice. It was just like, I'm doing this because there is no other options, because they felt like there was no other options for their diet, and that's not what this is. Choosing to be vegan means choosing to do less harm to the world around you. It means choosing to be a better person to people around you. It means choosing to not harm animals and treat them with the same respect that you would do another human being, and understand that they want to live just as much as you, and that you have you don't have some kind of authority over whether they live or die. So that's my quick little story. I could go way into more details, but it's the truth. That's me saying, like, I finally chose to read up on information instead of just shutting down facts or shutting down maybe truth that someone was trying to tell me. And again, it happens to everybody at different times. It's sort of like religion. Like, one day you could believe in God, one day you can't. Maybe one day you could believe in him again, him or her, whatever the case may be, whatever your preference is, whatever you want to believe in. But it's all in how much you decide to believe in yourself. And I guarantee you, it's not a cult. I don't feel like anybody's holding on to me and making me make any choice. Like, this is just something I chose because it just felt right. It felt good. And eating vegetables and fruits is not hard. Like, you've been doing it since you were a kid. It's just that we've just been conditioned to think that eating meat is a natural way of life, which I don't really think it ever was. And now it's just being sold. There's so many commercials day in and day out that it's constantly throwing this to our kids. It's throwing this to our family to It's the advertisements on TV, whether you hear it in music commercials, on the radio. Like, you don't even realize how much it's being fed to you to be normalized. Like, oh, killing. Like, we are so desensitized of the killing that it's hard for some people to make that connection, because you're just like, huh? What are you talking about? The main thing that I always get is like, I've been doing this all my life. How dare you? I'm sorry. How dare I care? How dare I care to try to show you another way out? How dare I try to show another fellow human being that there is another option that doesn't require bloodshed? You feel me? But that's just my quick little story as to why I went vegan, and why I've never looked back, and how good I felt since then. And I'm gonna be honest with you, I've been a very lucky person. I've never had skin problems, but I have heard many cases of people who had bad acne, who had terrible skin problems, and then decided, you know what, this is it. I'm gonna go vegan. I'm gonna eat, I'm gonna eat in this way. I'm gonna go all into this lifestyle, and whose skin has just miraculously just cleared up, and who just felt better. So, you don't have to take my word for it. You can go online, you could do your own research and find out testimonials of other people who have. And most of the time, you'll see people who will talk shit on it, but most of the time, it's like such a, it's a higher balance of good than it is bad. You feel me? So don't let that little percentage of bad deter you from making that choice that is going to change your life and turn your life around for the better. So on top of that, here I have from a website. If you don't believe me, you don't want to take my word for it, you can actually go and read this article. It's on ecowatch.com. And so here it gives you basically 9 health benefits of going vegan, as if I haven't already told you guys some of these things before, if you don't believe me. But one of them here, it says it's a nutrient powerhouse, first of all. So sometimes some of the things that you think that you're getting in this Western diet, like meat that is packaged, one of the things that is lacking in most of the time is vitamin A, zinc, magnesium, and many other things, because of the way that it's processed. And if you want to look at it in a much more deeper way, if for the people that say, well, there is so much protein and cow, and ground beef, or I get my protein from this, and this is how I build muscles. Truth be told is that you have to ask yourself, where is the cow getting its protein from? What do you see cows eating? Most of the time, cows are eating grass. And so if you want the highest grain of protein, you have to go to the source yourself, which is the plants. Number 2, it can lower your blood sugar levels. Now, if you're a person that struggles with the balance of your sugar intake, eating a vegan lifestyle will definitely not only help you make better choices because of how your insides begin to mutate. Now, I'm not trying to say you're going to turn into no fucking alien or anything like that, but over time, your insides, they do mutate. It's like they begin to adapt and they change. So the insides of your stomach can basically definitely regenerate much faster after meals versus when you're eating a big 6-ounce steak or something like that. And it can definitely help you with type 2 diabetes. It can even, in some cases, all in all, it can take it away completely. How do I know this to be true? Well, my father-in-law is basically, he has diabetes, and he could never really get it in control. It seems like he had hit a patch once where it was just always spiking up, and he couldn't get a good balance on it. And ever since he went vegan, he basically his almost completely reversed itself. He doesn't even really have the issues that he used to have. He's so much healthier. He's over 62 and he freaking works insane amount of hours. And you'd think he's like 20 years old, you know? And it's all because of the energy and how it helps your metabolism too. It doesn't really matter what age, it just helps boost your metabolism. Okay, let's move right along here. It reduces the risk of kidney failure. So obviously, you know, the meat isn't the best for your body, first of all, especially when you're consuming it all the time. Some studies show that those following a vegan diet have reduced the risk of their kidneys not functioning properly. This is usually due to switching the type of protein they consume. Animal proteins can have a few side effects on the body. It says plant proteins may be slightly weaker for the muscles, but they are healthier for the organs overall. They help to encourage properly production levels, especially within the liver and kidneys. This is something that still needs to be researched in full. However, it is a positive sign for those who have been diagnosed with early kidney damage or problems. Number 4, some cancers can be avoided. The World Health Organization states that about a third of cancers are affected by the diet and other aspects of your control. That means you could minimize the risk of third cancer by taking steps to change your lifestyle. The vegan lifestyle is one that you may want to follow. Yeah, so legumes, I don't know if you guys know what legumes are, but they're a type of bean. They have shown about 9 to 18% chance of reducing the risk of developing colorectal cancer. Meanwhile, eating more fresh fruits and vegetables a day offers a 15% chance of reducing the risk of dying from cancer. There are so many nutrients in fruits, vegetables, and whole grains and legumes that can help to protect the cells. The problem with the meat diet is that you either substitute the good for the meat, or the saturated fats make it harder for the body to absorb all the right nutrients, which is kind of what I was trying to say earlier. Processed meats, smoked meats, and using high temperatures for cooking animal products have all been linked to developing cancer. Dairy products have also shown an increased risk of developing prostate cancer, so by opting for a vegan lifestyle, you instantly cut out all of these foods. Of course, there are other factors involved. You can't eliminate all risk of developing any type of cancer. However, you can reduce the risk of developing or dying from some. Number 5, you could reduce arthritis pain. If you suffer from arthritis, you want to look at the food you eat. Studies show that vegan diet can help to reduce the symptoms of arthritis, which includes the pain experienced. This is linked to the inflammation in the body that animal products can cause. So, number 6, there is a lower risk of developing heart disease. Heart disease is a silent killer and is a major problem. It's one of the main killers in women around the world, and part of the risk factor is linked to your diet. Those who eat more meat are more likely to consume saturated fats. These will increase the blood pressure and cholesterol levels, putting more strain on the heart, affecting the arteries and disrupting the blood flow. So again, these are all things that you can look up online. Like I said, you can find this information and much more, but this information that I'm reading to you is off of ecowatch.com, and it has 9 benefits of being vegan, and I'm just sharing those with you guys because, you know, it's definitely never too late and never too early for anyone to make a lifestyle change that not only can impact your world inside, but the people around you, your family. Number 7, if you've ever had trouble with losing weight, you know, going vegan is definitely one thing that is going to help you maintain a good healthy weight. So if you're overweight, you may want to reduce the number of animal products that you consume. They are higher in fats, which means they're higher in calories. There are high chances you've seen diets suggest cutting out certain meats, dairy products, and a few other animal products. Those people that are on a vegan diet are more likely to consume plant-based food and see more weight loss. Studies back this benefit up. Over 18 weeks, vegans are able to lose 9.3 pounds more than their meat eater counterparts. So over an 18-week period, there was a study that was done that basically vegans were able to lose 9.3 more pounds than people that consume meat on a daily basis. Other studies show that vegans are more likely to be thinner, and just look at celebrities to see the benefits. The likes of Gwyneth Paltrow follow the raw vegan diets and have kept their trim shape. So it's not even just that. Like if you're the type of person that doesn't want to exercise on the regular, just eating more fruits and vegetables, like a vegan type of lifestyle, is something that's you're just naturally gonna slim out and you're gonna feel good. Number 8, it improves your physical fitness levels. So I know you guys hear me constantly talk about this, but it's the truth. I'm not lying. I'm not making shit up. It improves your physical fitness levels. There are many people who will tell you that the vegan diet isn't good for those who like to train and do exercise. This is often due to the claim that vegans don't get enough protein. Bullshit. Of course, if you eat a balanced and varied vegan diet, you will be able to increase the amount of protein you consume. Studies have shown that vegans have an improved physical fitness level that meat-eating counterparts. It's not just about the protein levels for stronger muscles, but about the other nutrients to help support the recovery period. A vegan is more likely to recover in a shorter space of time, which helps to get back to training sooner. And that's true because, I mean, I'm a living and breathing example right here sitting in front of you. Number 9, you'll see lower cholesterol levels. So when I was going to school, I heard a lot of classmates say, who, by the way, were like 10 years younger than me. But a lot of them were in their early 20s or mid 20s, and a lot of them would say that they had went to the doctors and it was really awkward because I was in my nutrition class, and literally everybody ate meat. I was the only one that didn't, out of a class of almost like, I don't know, over 25 students. And I heard a lot of them literally say that, you know, they were suffering from high cholesterol. And it was just honestly like the saddest thing to hear because, you know, here I am 10 years past them, and, you know, whenever I go to the doctors, it seems like the doctor's trying to find something to be wrong with me so that they can just charge me money. You know, that's not me trying to brag. Just kidding. But yeah, and so, like, honestly, I would suggest to some of them, and they started asking me stuff, you know, like, how do you this? Because it seems like even in my nutrition class, the professor, although I respect, you know, all the knowledge that she's gained, you know, she had to go to school for, you know, what she knows, is that it's just, I noticed that even at that level of our lives, at that stage of our lives, that they were still being brainwashed to believe that a vegan lifestyle could not thrive, which is not true. And it just baffled me, you know, and there I was, you know, like the one sore thumb in class, you know, and I still had to learn, which is crazy. And that's something that isn't talked about either in the, you know, education department, that I had to sit in class and listen to the benefits that meat can give people, which is just like, it's crazy to think that because I don't eat meat, I was fine, I've been alive, I feel energetic, and nothing's happened to me, you know, and it's just like, what the fuck am I listening to right now? So I know it sounds like I'm babbling on here, but it's the truth. Like, it's something that I had to constantly deal with, and whenever I got a chance to be in groups with my classmates, I would definitely try my best to educate them on what I knew, and, you know, show them resources that they can go and look up themselves. I hope that, you know, something I said here today kind of made you think about your lifestyle a little bit more than usual. And I know you're constantly hearing more and more people talk about it, not just me, but just understand that if you're a listener and a watcher of my show, understand that I would never judge you for the choices that you make right now, because I wasn't always vegan. I wasn't always eating healthy. And there is always room to improve. And that's pretty much just where I want to share my experience with you guys and just tell you guys, like, it's crazy how just seeing information could change your perspective so much. And hearing someone's testimonial, hearing someone's story, and if you're open and ready for the message, it makes it so much easier for you to make that change. It makes you so much easier to say, you know what, I think I am going to do my research. I think I am going to look it up after this, because, you know, there comes a time in your life where you don't want to be in the fucking dark anymore, you know? You need to just, like, crack open that door and see what's out there. And you can't keep living the same lifestyle, keep living in the same comfortable bubble and expecting a different outcome all the time and getting frustrated about it. If you're not doing anything about it for your own cause, then how can you be mad at other people? And I'm just here trying to give you a different option, trying to give you, you know, trying to shed light on something here. And I really hope that something I said here today just made you think, like, wow, you know what? And there's so many healthy foods out there. And I'm gonna go ahead and I'll put the names of the 2 apps so that you can go check them out. You can see how easy it is to make vegan meals. And if you want me to do a video, a podcast of me cooking a meal, let me know down in the comments below, and I'll go ahead and do that for you guys. I'll share some of my ideas, some of my recipes, because, you know, it's a struggle at first. I'm not gonna lie to you. It's not the easiest thing. Like, you know, I had to fight for my life. I had to do the research. I had to do the legwork. You can't just expect. I swear I don't pay them. I do not pay them to just drive by during my show. But yeah, you can't just expect the results to be thrown on your lap. Like, you gotta go out there and you gotta fight for your truth. You gotta fight for your health. Because if you don't do it, no one's going to do it for you. The truth is, some people just don't give a fuck. And that's the truth. And I try to say that in the most elegant way possible. But I give a fuck. I care. And that's why I'm here trying to spread this information. You know, no one's paying me shit. Okay, I'm doing this because we need more good people out there, and I need you to just get off your ass and do some research and do the work. And if you feel like you want to try it for a week, let me know. I'll be right there, just like my arm around your shoulder, saying, "Let's go, let's do this." But you got to make the first step. So understand that it's not the easiest thing to do. You know, it's not going to be all peaches and cream and rainbows and butterflies, you know. It took me a long time to gain the knowledge that I have about veganism, and there's still so much more that I need to learn every single day. But that's okay, because I'm open to the idea. I'm open to want to be a healthier person, not just for me, but for my family as well. So yes, thank you guys so much for listening and watching today's show. If you feel like anything stuck out to you, please feel free to reach out to me at peopletalknow@hotmail.com and let me know what you thought about today's show. And yes, also, before I get into today's word and joke of the day, I want to give a special shout out to someone. So his name is Jaime Carmona. So it's spelled Jaime space Carmona. So you can find him on Facebook, and has like a little online store. He goes live on there, and I'll put the little thing down here so you guys can go find him and look him up. All right, don't be an asshole. Okay, don't be like, oh yeah, sure, I'll look him up, and then you never do. Look him up, because he is super fun. His energy is just like off the fucking hook. And yeah, and go on there and buy some jewelry and support, okay? Support your local businesses. Support people that are actually trying to do something positive with their lives out there. You should support that. You should applaud that. You should be there for people. You know what I mean? In whatever way you can. So go follow him on Facebook and go watch his lives. Go buy some jewelry and just have a good time. You feel me? So as always, you guys know that I like to have a joke and a word of the day. Today's joke of the day is, what tree is thriving in this depressed economy? Go ahead, I'll give you guys time to answer it. Oh, you don't know? The weeping willow. I don't know. I thought it was funny because it's just, it's no? Okay, that's fine. See, you guys can't even talk shit about my jokes because you don't send me any. So if you feel like you have something funnier, then send it to me and I'll go ahead and share it on here. Let's go with the word of the day. So today's word of the day is, this is a very long word.
Longanimity.
Longanimity. So longanimity is spelled Longanimity. So the definition is to bear injuries patiently. Did you know longanimity is a word with a long history? It came to English in the 15th century from the late Latin adjective longanimus, meaning patient or long suffering. Longanimus in turn derives from the Latin combination of longus, long, and omnis, soul. Longus is related to the English long as long and itself an ancestor to several other English words, including longevity, meaning long life, and elongate, to make longer, and prolong, to lengthen in time. Now used somewhat infrequently in English, longanimity stresses that the character of one who, like the figure of a Job in the Bible, endures a prolonged suffering with extreme patience. So there you go. Go out and use longanimity in a sentence. Hashtag People Talk Now. And yeah, I'll go ahead and share it to my IG stories. So yes, you guys, I hope that you learned something from today's show, that my story inspired you to want to make that change, to want to do something with your health, and just, take it day by day. Take it day by day. Unsubscribe from all of this bullshit that is just holding you down, holding your energy down. Unsubscribe from all of it and focus on you. 2020 is still your year. So yes, also I would like to say before I go off that you guys know that I, have done activism work with March of Silence. And so this September 12th, we're going to be marching, and if you feel like you would like to join or you would like to find out more information about it, please feel free to follow them on Instagram right here. I'm probably pointing at it, at March of Silence. And you can get all the details and all the info if you want to be part of it. Animal liberation and animal rights. If this is a way to go. If you've been ever thinking about going vegan and you want to find out what it's all about, this is a perfect time for you to just go follow that account and get all the information you need to know about animals and things that are being done to them on a daily basis, and how you can make a change to your community, to your world around you. So thank you guys so much for watching and hanging out with me on my comfy couch. And yes, you guys, if you have any questions regarding today's show, feel free to email me at peopletalknow@hotmail.com. And yes, if you like this video, don't forget to give it a huge thumbs up. And if you don't like it, that's okay. You can give it a thumbs down, and let me know what you do like, so I can reach out to me. Let me know what you want me to talk about. Feel free to share with your family, because that's important, and friends, so that way they can know about the People Talk Now community, and they can jump on board and support your local artists. Just kidding, podcast hosts. And yeah, and most importantly, if you haven't, don't forget to subscribe on your way out. Thank you guys so much for watching. And as always, you guys, have a kick-ass Wednesday. Bye.